Oops. Ooh. Thank you for the thumbs up, the like. Hey, Dave. I'm testing, buddy. You want to join me in here? We could chat a little together here on Ecamm. Let me send you a invite thing. Let me see. Where the hell's the interview? Here it is. All right. Copy link. Yeah, I'm gonna email it to you, Dave. You join me here. Come on, compose. There it is. Dave Gorley. You can't link. If you can. No pressure. I don't know if you're doing anything. I send you a link so you can join me here. I'll add you on the screen. He wants to talk. Hey, what's up there, Jeff G and Slucker Hub? I'm just messing around, boys. I'm not doing anything special. Trying to break these chassis, at least the guide part, and so far so good. I got a lot of naysayers on the forum board telling me that blah blah blah, resin this, resin that. So I don't know, but uh, I do my resin my own way. So it's like they always say, never listen to the naysayers. And it has not broken yet. So this is the earlier version chassis too. The early version chassis also. I got super know-it-alls on the forum board that know everything, and so they're telling me that FDM, this and that, which I do like FDM, which I'm considering buying an FDM printer now, just to experiment more with chassis, because I have a friend who does it a lot, and he's got Bamboo Labs one, and he's printing me one out of nylon just to try it out. So I got connections, which is good. Let's see if this will break. That's when they break, when they snap like that. Little jackknifing. Dirty tires. What's up, John Albright? She's having her knickers out a bit, but she's cooking pretty good. Yeah, really, so far so good. I hope I'm not. Boys, a lot of lagging. Sorry, boys, there's lagging. I don't know why. Let me redo some of these cameras. Maybe that's it. I'm not sure, but let's see if that helps. This must be Sunday. Everybody's online, so that kind of sucks. Dave answered me. Dave heard me about joining on here. Chad, how you doing? See if Dave gets that. You should. I break the NSR Guide Post pod all the time. Yeah, well, the other resin I was using was a different resin from a different machine, so that's why that's the only one that broke. And this stuff right here hasn't broken really. I think the Elegoo one has not broken yet, so I don't know, but it may do it. But we've improved the guidepost with some gussets. Dave's sending me a version already over at version 3, and we're going to try it out. Oh, look at all that lag. Jeez, I can see it on my screen here. That freaking sucks. Sorry you guys are seeing all the lag. UC Slot Cars, what's up, buddy? Must be getting dark in Australia, isn't it? It's still light over here, so unless it's early morning there, I don't know. Early Monday morning. So the two I got here are the Cougar chassis. I'm printing a whole new interior because the interior we had wasn't really working that well, so Dave updated the interior, and oh, look at that. Almost went in the other lane. Oh, there's Dave. Hey, Dave? You hear me? You have your mic on. Well, hold on a second. That's not you. It's me. What the hell? What's going on here, Dave? I'm sorry. Something's going on with my end. Hold on a second. Let me try and fix this shit. Damn it! What the hell's going on? Never had that done before. Guess is in green room. No, he's not. That's not. No, okay. That's probably why. This thing always wants to give me problems. I don't want it to. There's a lot of lag too. Sorry, Dave. I'm trying to get the mic to work on your end. It's not you. See if your mic, if you're muted, because it says you're muted. No, you're not. Okay. Hold on a second. Gosh damn it! Freaking Ecamm pisses me off. Pisses me off. Oh. Oh, interview guest. Mute it. Unmute it. Mute it. Unmute it. Yeah, it's on your end, Dave. I don't know if you have. It's not on this end. If you have something in your phone that's muting it. You have sound, interviews not. Tell you what, call me back. How's that? See if it'll work. Just go ahead and hang up and call me back. Trying to get Dave on here. This frickin' thing ain't working. Pay all this money for frickin' a program. You guys getting a lot of lag there on that side? You can spend a bunch of money on Corona and NASCARs and they won't be as fast as the NS rapper. Yeah, no kidding. That's true. Let's see if this works. Ah, crap. Still the same thing, Dave. Sorry. Hold on a second. Let me do something here. What the hell is going on here? Let's see. 1 second, Dave. Trying to get you. This is really irritating. Seems like I never get this to work. play around with it. Let's see. There you go. How about now?
Yep,
Oh,
now
there
it's
you go. I
working.
can hear you. What the hell happened there? That was weird.
I don't know
Got
because
Dave
mine said it
here.
was working, but there was a
Yeah,
red
it's
line through
weird.
my
This thing,
face.
it acts up sometimes, and it's like,
Yeah, it's Apple.
what the? It's freaking Apple. I feel like saying
Damn
Apple.
apples, iPhones.
I don't know if little kids will be watching, but I don't think there will be any little kids watching. Here we go. Let's see. Son.
So I can't see what anybody's saying because I'm not connected to YouTube anymore. So
Oh, no problem. Everybody's we got a couple guys on here. I'm just testing these cards. Just want you to see. I can get you on the screen here.
so if they have any questions, you'll have to let me know.
Yeah, sure will. Let's see. Okay. Let's see.
So it's working okay though. Which one are you running?
I'm running both of them. They're both Cougar chassis, but they're the ones before the third version you did. I'm printing a third version out right now with the little, the gussets. But
Right.
we'll have to see. Oh, there you are. Shit, I wonder why it's doing that. There's Dave. He's behind the screen. That's why. Let me add him.
What's up,
Yeah.
fellers?
There we go. There we go. Now I can add him. He's behind.
I have
You're behind all
I
this stuff.
I have to be out here on the patio because Casey's watching the Daytona and it's loud as hell in there. So
Oh, is it? All good.
well, it's under rain delay right now. So
There's Dave. There's Dave. There he is.
nobody wants to see my ugly face anyway.
That's all right. Right here. We'll cover my ass right here. Everybody can see you now. Yeah, so far so good. I'm trying to break that post, but I don't know. Haven't done it yet. And then I go on the forum, and you have, all the freaking experts on there, saying that. Oh,
I haven't looked at
uh,
it.
well, look at it. It's the one where I said testing and stuff. It's Bark and of course HO Race Pro, you know, and
I haven't looked at the forum in a couple of days.
Kevin, the other little smart ass Kevin that's on there. He makes smart ass comments, writing remarks. So
Oh, about
uh,
what? They got it took
about
clearance
this,
or something?
about the chassis and being out of resin. That's all.
Well, let's see them build one. What do they come up with?
I don't know. They claim they've done a lot of stuff for years, so I don't know.
Oh,
I
well,
hear
good
a
for
lot
them.
of talk. Hear a lot of talk. That's all I hear.
Yeah, I know. Everybody wants to talk, but nobody wants to go spring into action. So
Yep, exactly.
I don't listen to people that say I can't do it.
Yep,
If
that's
I did
true.
that, I'd never do it.
That is true. That's why I'm like, well, whatever. That's why I'm not commenting. I just keep my mouth shut. Let Harry
While the
handle
rest
it.
of us are going to be racing cars around, they can be sitting around bitching about it. I don't really care.
Smart. I like smart ass. Don't. Jeff.
The, the what?
Jeff should make a comment here. I'll show you. It's right here. You can. Oh, you can't see anything. That's
I can't see them. Yeah.
right. Yeah. Opinions are like buttholes. Oh, you mean assholes, Tad? Come on.
Yeah, you can say assholes.
You
It's
can say
fine.
assholes. There's no. It's not a kids channel. Damn it. No.
Not a
Just
kids
kidding.
channel. We're not monetized. So we can say whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, we're not monetized. I don't know. I don't want to be monetized. Everybody could have that. I'll pass on that. But yep. So far so good. This one I got the 26 tooth in it, or 25. Smaller gear in this one. You know what I like about these pods? You just remove them and transfer them to another chassis.
Right? Yeah, it's totally
That's kind of the
interchangeable.
fun
I
part
like that
about it.
too.
So if you want to like gear like a bunch of pods of motors, which I think I'm gonna do, you can just swap them out and test the gears, which is kind of nice. You just fool around with
Well,
gearing that way.
I like it because I'm limited on parts right now. So I just make one pod, and all I got to do is swap it into another chassis, and that's boom, and away I go.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with these because the third version one, I'll just take the grub screws out, take the pod out. I have the guide already set up and just go and do it that way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's this is nothing new. It's not like I've reinvented the wheel or anything. They're all that way. But
Yeah, yeah. It just
the
makes it.
whole point of this was just to make a fun little car to drive. So for guys who don't want to solder, and you can just put a car together and have some fun. They're not going to be rocket ships. I mean, you could make it a rocket ship with a big motor or whatever, but you don't need to.
Yeah,
And it's just for fun. These aren't going to be some fucking club racing. Well, I mean, I guess it could be all right for club racing, but it's not some commercial car or anything like that. It's just a fun car to drive on your home track.
yeah,
And
exactly.
I'm not trying to make thingies or womps or any of that other bullshit. I'm just trying to make a fun car for guys to just have fun with, to play with. You
Yeah, and
paint
that's the
it,
whole
put it
point of
together,
it.
and run it.
That's the whole point of it, is to do that.
I mean, it's not,
Have fun
if
with
as
it.
long as it's durable enough that we can play with them and bang them into each other, and you're wringing the shit out of them. So we're finding the weaknesses and fixing them. This is why I've been flooded with messages asking when can I get one, where do I get it, blah blah blah, and
Yeah,
I'm really happy that there's interest. So, but again, like you said the other day, George, we don't want to put out junk. I don't want to just. I mean, we could bring it to market right now, and you could play with them, but I want to make sure they're 100%, or at least as close to 100%, bulletproof as we can make them. So
yep.
when they're ready, they'll be ready, and that's when we'll put them out there, and then we'll do something with them. Maybe we'll have a series. Maybe we'll do a proxy. I don't know. We'll figure something out with them.
Yeah, it's just for a small group of people. I'm not out to like sell the masses. That I don't
No,
want.
no, not at all. I mean, not everybody likes to do oval racing. There's just a kind of a small group of us that do it. So, um, I mean, there's nothing said you can't run these on a road course. You could if you wanted to,
Yep,
but they're designed for the oval, and
yep. That's exactly what they're designed for. But it's all good. Just
I'm gonna have to go to the board now and see what the complaints are.
well, it's just comments that yeah, you should use this, you should use that, and blah blah blah, and it's just one of those
Oh,
things that everybody it's common on the forum board. That's what it is.
everybody's suddenly an expert, right? Yeah, I get it.
So that's all it is.
Like I said, man, I would love for somebody else to do something like this. I mean, you know, I created this from nothing. We get the bodies from somebody, but we do all the modifications to those bodies ourselves, and then the rest of it is entirely, our own design. And so we're creating something from nothing. And
Yeah, exactly. Because I know this chassis, all this stuff is you. It's not like we pulled it off Colts and printed it out. So
no,
that's the
the
whole.
first iteration that we had was somebody else's shitty design that I just kind of cobbled together for a proof of concept. I wanted to see if this was even something viable. I mean, you know, if you're going to put it on the track and it's going to break, if it's too brittle or whatever, then there's no sense in progressing forward with it. But we figured out right away that they're pretty durable. So okay, we just got to redesign it, and so that's why I threw it out. I started from scratch. I threw out the whole thing and started completely over with a blank slate, and I think it's good.
Yeah, I do too. That's kind of like.
Basic concept is there. I mean, who knows, down the road we might design it a little differently either. I've been thinking ahead. I'm thinking about road course stuff. I'm going, man, how could I make this narrower so that you could put it under a smaller bodied car, like the little Ferraris or Cobra Daytona coupes or things like that. I'm thinking about it down the road, but right now I just want to get what we've got and get it perfected.
Yep, exactly. Just start out with the basic one, and then go from there.
Right. Yep, that's it. I can't get ahead of myself. I started getting ahead of myself a little bit. I was like, oh man, I get all these. No, I want to perfect one and then move on to the next one. I'm like that though. I get an idea in my head and I got to get it out in front of me to see it. And I do the same thing when I'm building a brass chassis. It's in my head, and I never write anything down. I don't draw diagrams and make all that shit. I just start putting things together. I do that with real cars. I built hot rods for years, and I built choppers for a long time too. And I never drew anything. It was in my head, and I just started putting things together and making it.
That's how
And
it is usually. You just figure it out that way on your own.
Eyeball engineering, I guess you could call it. I
Yep,
don't know,
eyeball
but
engineering.
it's the way I've always been. I can't sit down with like a piece of graph paper and all that shit. I just what looks good to the eye may not be geometrically correct. For me, it's about aesthetics as much as anything else. It's got to look good, or nobody's going to be interested in it.
Yeah, exactly. This with the wheel inserts we have, and you put a body on this, it looks really good. We haven't painted anything. I just been putting. This is so funny is you could print anything. So it's like shoot. I just been putting unpainted crap on just to try it. I
I know,
can't
me
paint. Well,
too. I haven't finished
now this
either.
weather finally cleared up. It's been freaking windy as shit. Now the wind finally died down. It's like a 50-mile-an-hour wind
Well, you
blowing all
see how
kinds
it
of
is here
branches
too.
off. What's
It's
that?
beautiful out here. It's probably 70 degrees out here right now, and
Perfect painting weather.
it is. I need to get one painted just to see what it looks like.
That'd be a good idea. I need to do that too, but I can't. I'll probably maybe we'll do it tomorrow. I want to paint that wide body car.
I'm almost done with that one. I'll finish it up today, so you'll have that one to test.
I like that wide body car a lot.
The car itself is done. The chassis and the body and everything else is done. I just I'm trying to I had to start from scratch with the interior on that car because it's so different.
Yep, not too bad so far. I've been trying to see if it'll push itself. I crashed this thing quite a bit before I went on camera. Like
Well, I've
full
done that
bottle right
to
there,
mine.
bam.
I've run it
Did
right
it
off
on
the
purpose.
table and onto the tile floor, and I've also crashed it into the wall a couple times, and I didn't break anything. So,
Yeah, I think. Well, you know, just gotta keep doing it, and I just crashed it there.
so what does everybody else out there think? What are the guys saying? Are there? I mean, I know there's interest, but
Uh, yeah, there's
what's
a
the
lot of
what's the?
people commented on the live that we did on it before. It was a lot of commenting on there. They were pretty happy about it, so looking forward to it. But we'll have to see how it goes. We haven't really told Steve anything.
No, well, again,
He
like I
did
said the
watch
other
it
day,
though. He was watching it.
I know I was surprised to see him on there, and it's like, well, shit, I guess we need to talk to him about it.
Yeah,
But
but again,
I'm sure he'll be on board.
yeah, we're just messing around still. So
Right. I want to get a couple out there in the wild into the hands of a couple people to let them build.
yeah,
Maybe Mark and Tad or whatever.
so
Just get some
yeah,
guys building them.
we need to get some guys to try these and wreck them and destroy them if they can.
Right.
Tell us what's wrong. I'd say send one to Tad, Marty.
Yeah.
You got Jeff on here. John wants one. It's like 4 cars. You can send it to those
Yeah. Just
guys.
get them out there. It'd be like with Marty. It'd be great if he could make a couple of them and send it to him. Him and his brother could do battle together with them both on the track and see what kind of if they can't beat the shit out of each other with them and tear them up.
Yeah, you use those slotted screws on this one. The one
On the
that Harry's
pod,
talked about. Yeah, I like them. They work pretty good. And then the other one I'm using like soccer corner body screws on the other one. But I think the
that's what I've
slotted
been.
ones work pretty good. They work good. And you have to glue these bushings in. After a while, they start loosening up and they start jumping around.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they do. The first one I did, the Falcon, it was starting to do that because I never glued them because I wanted to see what the retention would be. But yeah,
Right.
you need to glue them. But now I glue these, they're fine. I mean, they're on, they're solid.
Well, I like the idea of the slotted screws on the pod because the pockets for the screws are um, they're designed. What do you? I mean, they're countersunk. So, if you use the countersunk style head, it gives you much more adjustment. If you crank them in, it will tighten the pod better. So in other
Yeah,
words, instead of just the edges of the screw riding on there, the whole flat of the screw head will be in the hole, and
we
it will
just
be much more
we just need to
precise.
agree on the screw, which with that, and then on the body, we need to agree on something also, so I can start doing all the same.
Right.
So I can put in an order for hardware. I think he's out of those though right now. Harry says
Yeah,
they
he's
were.
out of a
Yeah,
lot of things.
he's probably
I made
selling
a
a lot.
made an order last week, and there were no axles. There was he was out of a lot of stuff.
He's out of the kits too. I think he's trying to get everything together. I know like people saying the 132nd kits are out of stock.
Well, that's why we're doing this. Granted, I know we still want to sell just the bodies for the guys who want to do the scratch building,
Yeah,
and it's probably better too if we do this with the kit. We'll make it the kit is going to be minus the body, so you buy the body and then you buy a kit because some guys are going to want just a
raise hands
body.
for Tune John. So this is what we're thinking of, everybody. I know we haven't really discussed it with you that are on here, so I'm gonna put my face on. What we want to do is we want to have these interiors like this with the posts. This is an idea that Dave had, and then I told him, why don't I told Harry, why don't we have these? Would be great to put on a brass chassis too, because they're already set. And then if you want
Yeah,
to shave them down to make them lower, or leave them, or shim them up, they're there, and all you do is put the 3 holes in your brass pans, and you're done. You don't have to worry about making body mounts, which people
right.
have a difficult time doing, which it can be a little tedious and kind of a pain in the butt. But this is an idea that I kind of ran by Dave. Dave made this, but I asked the idea of why don't we just include him as making him as doing
Yeah,
it on a brass
sell just the
chassis, because I'm going to
interiors.
do that. I think it'd be a lot
Yeah,
easier than trying to do the other stuff. What were you saying?
I want to do the same thing. Yeah, it's a great idea. I think because then I got to do is put three little tabs on your brass chassis and screw it to that and glue that in the car. Boom, the car's mounted.
Yeah.
There's no guesswork with where do I put the all the stuff in there.
Yep.
I never liked that way of doing those, like like the way Harry does it, or the way you do it most of the time too, by putting the
Yeah.
the wood or whatever in the car. I just never liked doing that. So
Yeah, that'd be a kind of a good alternative there, I think, for everybody to do it that way. Try it out. I'd like to see that happen. Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, but that was kind of the idea we're running by. Which I want to do that. That's why I'm waiting for that interior. Well, actually, you're not done with that interior. You're done with the Monte Carlo wide body. I can't remember what you said.
no, I'll finish that up in a bit
Yeah,
after we get
no
off.
rush, because I gotta. I got like the car. I still need to do the damn Camaro. I got like things that I kind of the Falcon. I still like 2 cars. I need to finish up, and I've been fooling around with this stuff, so get
I
distracted
know.
easily.
I want to get in there too because I still want to make a body for my 125th scale modified for the race this year. So
Oh yeah, there you go.
I don't want to use a model kit. I hate buying the model kits for that stuff because you basically use the body and nothing else. You throw the rest of it away. And it's
Yeah,
like, well, hell,
yeah, a
I
little bit
got a
of a
printer and
waste.
the ability to do this stuff. I want to going to make a body.
That's a good idea. I like that.
And I have a new idea in my brain on how to chop that body up and put it back together without all the problems that comes with because you know just like when you chop a car, you don't just cut the posts on the roof and set it back down. It doesn't work.
No.
So you have to stretch the roof and all that. So you got to do the same thing with a model car. Just you have to add material somewhere. So
Yeah, that's the best way. Shit. I just ugh, try and.
all these ideas banging around in my head. It's just I don't have time to get to all of them.
Yeah, there's a ton of them too. I know. We're like thinking all the time about this and that. The interior idea, I like that one. I think that'll make it easier for everybody to put an interior on.
Well, yeah, it's real easy to just print the interior.
Just do it that way. Yeah, these the slot invasion guides for these are way better than those. I hate those stupid slotting plus guides.
Yeah, I agree. I just didn't have any, so that's why I used the Slotting Plus because that's what we were using forever. So I had a shitload of them, and now we're using Slotting Plus instead, or Slot Invasion instead.
Slot
I'm sorry.
invasion.
I need to order some.
Yeah, the when you use that guide, the slotting plus, it lifts the front a lot higher.
Yeah,
And then if you use that one, it drops it because I measured it. So let's see.
are they
So
different thicknesses? Like,
it's 785 is how and it lifts the front wheels too. If you have to put them all the way down. I don't like that. But if you put the slot measurements like 635, it drops it down a lot. So it's better to do it that way than using the other one.
well, that's good to know. Yeah, because you're right. If you use the slotting plus guide, it holds the front end up, and the wheels, the axle's basically sitting at the bottom of
Yep.
the adjustment.
See, look at this real quick. Camera on again. One thing I was gonna ask you about this, since we're here, might as well. Everybody's here watching. So this, what do you think that's tilted up a little, or is that just me?
It is tilted up a little bit.
Okay.
The guide is holding it up. So,
Yeah.
well, or the wheels holding it up. Is the wheel topped out at the very top of the adjustment?
No, they're well. If I move them up, they're not going to touch. The thing is that post on the bottom, I think, is just a tad bit still too long.
Okay, so
Because
it needs to be
that
shorter.
needs to be shorter a little bit. Because you see how it. I mean, it doesn't really affect how it handles, but I think it would handle a
Yeah,
little better if you drop it.
but
You
again, it
just
would
need to
look better.
drop it
Yeah,
because you could see how if I raise it like that, it looks more level.
yeah.
Where it looks
All
like
right,
this.
that's what we'll do.
That's
I'll shorten that boss a little bit so that the chassis sits flush.
yeah. See, Tad's asking, would
What
you
I'll do is
bump
I'll just move it up. I won't shorten it. I'll just move it up
move it
because
up?
I think we need that
The
depth
beefiness.
to support the guide. Otherwise, it's going to move too much. So it needs that depth.
Yep.
So I'll just slide it up higher into the. I'll just make it flush with the bottom of the chassis.
You want to do it that way, or I
Well,
guess
I
we
mean we
could.
can. That's how most slot cars are, anyways. If you look at a slotted chassis or whatever, that guide boss doesn't hang down below the chassis. It's flush.
Yeah, because you could adjust the axles on these. These things spin beautifully, man. I mean, they just spin so nicely.
I know.
When
I
you had
was
the two
amazed at
grub
that
screws,
myself.
it's
Yeah,
perfect. Tad
that's
saying,
another
when
thing.
you make
Why?
make an adjustable guide mount, so no shims are needed. No, I don't know about that. Adjustable guide mount.
Well, I mean, yeah, we could, but again, I'm trying to keep it simple. So
Yeah, it's kind of overcomplicated. I mean, it's a good idea, Ted, but maybe later on in the future, we're just trying to get something simple. Yeah, I think if this would drop, I think it would drop that front end more, and this way, I don't think it hardly would need any shims, to be honest. If you did do shims, 30,000s. I mean, this is not down all the way. It's got a little bit to go. You can see it right there. I don't know if you can see how far the axle's up right now, so it can go
yeah,
down more if you need to. But I like the adjustability of that. But
yeah. I mean, I did too. I didn't want to just put a straight axle holder in there. I wanted you to be able to adjust the front wheel height.
yeah, but the pod works really good. Moves quite a bit. So I mean, it's got a good amount of float, but you could tighten it up to slow it down if you want to. I don't think you would, because I think that's one of the good advantages it has right now. It really moves nicely on the track. I like
Right.
what it does, but nice and smooth.
Like I say, man, this is why I wanted you and Harry's input so we could get this thing dialed in
Well, he's building that
smooth. And so
55, so hopefully tomorrow he'll do something with it. I know he's probably busy because it's family day for him, so he's
yeah,
probably barbecuing and stuff.
well, yeah, that's why I wanted to get the 55 done so he could finish that one of his. Yeah, I think once we get it dialed in, it's going to be fine.
Yeah, I mean this thing runs real good the way it is right now.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, if we just lowered that guide thing a little bit, you could bring it to market the way it is. I think it's plenty durable enough that, guys,
Yeah.
you're not going to beat it up too bad. Most guys aren't. Most guys aren't going to tear their shit up.
No, I don't
They
think they
take
would.
pride in their stuff and they don't just race it just to crank the crap out of it.
Move myself over here.
Like I said, they're not made for ultimate speed. They're made for just having some enjoyable racing.
Yep. Fun, fun, fun.
I honestly never understood that everybody's just in this ultimate search for the highest speed they can get out of a car. Like now it's all really big for all these brushless motors and whatnot. and that's all great if you're into that, but I just don't get it. It's like if the thing is traveling at Mach 3, it's not as fun as a more realistic speed.
Yeah, I think the brushless thing. I mean, it'd be interesting to try it. I just to try it out,
Nah, I have no interest.
but
It just,
it's
you know
just
what, you got to put the
everybody
chip.
at advancement. Everyone wants to do something different, which is that's how this hobby is, though. Which is
Right,
cool.
yeah, everybody has their little niche.
Yeah.
I totally get it. I just don't want to add extra electronics to a car. You know, you got to put a electronic speed control in there, and it's basically a RC car with a guide on it. And
Yeah.
I don't know, it just doesn't interest me.
The John says here one thing that is severely needed is in 132nd is cut down guides. The only way to do it now is to shave the guide barrel on the tongues. Cut
What
down
do you mean,
guides.
like so smaller this way? Once,
Oh, John, what do you mean? Sorry, I just saw your comment there. I've been trying to talk. So you mean like not as tall but shorter? If that's what you're saying? Because I know those
I
slotting plus ones are tall. You got to chop them off.
yeah.
I
Well, the
see what
guide,
you
you
mean.
know, the post on the guide, I like having it really long because then you could adjust it to whatever.
Yeah,
You can just cut them off. That's not a
exactly.
problem. But I think I know what it means. Like you're just talking about how the slotting plus guide is overall where
Tall.
it meets the track is thicker than the slotting plus guide or
Yeah.
than the slot and bacon guide.
Yeah. Hello, Andy and Ruben Racing. Won't look realistic if too fast. That's correct. See, somebody even said it.
Yeah, yeah, I don't like that either. I just don't like it. I don't want to. I want to be able to follow the car, especially in my old age. I wear glasses and everything else, and it's like it's just
What's
you
up,
see those
Chrissy?
guys that race that HO stuff, and the car's just a blur. It's just I don't
Yeah,
know,
they're in
man.
like under a plastic glass or plexiglass. So they don't fly off and hit anybody in the nuts or something in the face.
Yeah, you could injure somebody with a ballistic missile. You know,
Hmm.
that's just not fun to me. I want realistic speed where you got to actually drive the car.
Yep.
You know, a lot of those guys with those like those wing cars and shit. I don't even think they just pin the trigger and away it goes.
Oh, so John's saying by cut down guides, the meaning of thinner guide plates. I got what you're saying, John. Now, it would
Right.
still be
Okay.
durable
So
enough.
he wants
Yeah,
the height of the guide itself. Yeah, I agree with
the
that. But you know what? Then he
the
said,
guide tongue plate is what he means. I think.
"Yep, I know
Yeah,
exactly what he
because
means. I
brass
agree.
ones are thin. Yeah, I
You
got
know
what you're
what?
saying.
When I build all those little all my little hot rods and whatnot, I do this. I use that Riva slot, the extra guide that comes with the Riva slot cars. That is a
Yeah.
fantastic little guide. It's really small, and I like that. And I wish somebody would reproduce it exactly like the Riva slot guide. I guess you could buy them. I don't know. I never checked if you could just buy the guides by
You mean the
themselves, but
posts like that go
I
on
love
there?
those things.
The posts that go
Those
on
are
there, right? I don't know if they're pressed in or screwed in. I haven't really looked at that.
uh, they have threads on the end. You can put a screw in them. But yeah, I think that's what we need is a little small guide. And
Oh,
I
Michael.
thought about trying to make one, you know, resin, but I don't know if that would be
Mm.
very durable.
Well,
People have tried to make 3D printed guides and they're not very durable.
I don't think they are anyway. So far, this is the other um, resin I used for that one. So I haven't tried
Oh, is
this
that
out. This
that the
no,
new
this is
resin that you got?
that's that resin that Sintra or Sinatra. That's what I use, Sintra or something like that. I haven't
Oh, the
put anything
sriracha
on this
stuff?
yet. So, but I mean it's different. The resin's different on this. It looks different, but again, that's just like the filament when I got done by my friend. That was just a test one because he wanted to make sure he got the right, it looked right before he made one out of carbon nylon. That's the one he's doing right now, carbon nylon. So just to mess with it. Alternatives. That's all it is.
Yeah,
So,
trying different things. It's the way to experiment, you know.
yep.
Cool. Well, continue testing.
Oh yeah, we'll be doing that. Test away. Nylon guides are best, John says. Nylon guides. There's also the Yeah, I send you the other stuff. The what's called crap. I always forget that it's high impact polystyrenes.
Oh,
Oh, my grandsons are watching. My daughter just joined.
oh,
Aiden and Logan. Hello, Aiden and Logan, if you're watching me. And I was swearing earlier.
yeah, right. Grandpa.
Yeah, it was the what was it I sent you? It's called. I sent it to us. It's called the.
Is that a resin or is it or is it the other
It's a
like the peel
filament
resin?
type. Uh, high impact polystyrene.
Hmm.
Uh, it's got a name. HIP. It's an acronym for it.
You know,
Polystyrene. High impact polystyrene. Polystyrene. You can say the damn
I
word.
was
Yeah,
I
hips.
was
That's
talking
what it's
to
called. Hips.
Danny Wiley last night, and he showed me a picture. He bought a new printer, and it's bamboo something or other.
Bamboo Labs. That's what my friend has. It's got multiple spools for multiple colors.
It's got all kind of crap going on. I'll
Yeah.
send you the picture that he sent me. It's crazy. I said, "Is that a printer?" My God, it looks. I mean, it's like very
Yeah.
complicated looking.
It's got a. There's a lot of different. It'll do like colors in the same print. It'll just switch. It's a trip. That's the filament one. I am interested in that Elegoo Centauri one. I watched the video on that and reviews and just different things it does. That looks interesting, but I kind of want to talk to my friend first. They're supposed to release that tomorrow at 9 a.m. to start pre-orders for it. But I'm gonna see more. This is still something I don't know about PLA printing. Still, I want to get more advice before I think of getting one.
I'm barely. I haven't even mastered this stuff yet, man. I don't want to confuse myself with more shit.
Well, the only thing about it is that it's not like resin where you have to have a vat or anything like that. But I mean,
Right.
they have their issues too when they screw up.
I like the resin just because of the smoothness of the prints. You know, they're
It's great for bodies. That's what it's good for.
yeah.
No cussing, Gramps. Yeah. Yep. I didn't know my grandsons were watching. That's funny.
Cool. Well, I
All
think I'm
right,
gonna
you
go
can
eat
take
me
off.
some lunch.
All right, I'm gonna close it out, guys. So, all right, cool. Well,
Well,
thanks for joining me. Whoever joined me,
yep.
appreciate it. Thanks,
Hey,
Dave,
well,
for coming on.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Yeah. See you later, guys. Take care.
See you later, guys. Have a good